Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We got our final Cowabunga Cranked mission to really complete now, or Easter egg, whatever you want to call it. I said a mission for the Ninja Turtles, you know. The leader himself, Leonardo, is here to deal with the boss of Citadel and the Owl. Leonardo was chosen just because, you know, we're dealing with swords. He has katanas. I think it only makes sense that we go from there. Also, being one of the hardest boss, I think no better person than the leader of the Ninja Turtles to really take on the boss himself. One of the more challenging Easter eggs by far. Not really too much to say other than that. I'm sure everyone's been struggling with this one. If you're not a pro, I'm going to say that because obviously all the pros are doing it, all the other YouTubers, and they're just trying to make it look easy, thinking it's, you know, as easy as what it is, and it's not. Okay. I will say Cowabunga Crank has definitely helped my at least speed running aspect of like just trying to do the steps fast. I clearly did not do this one in any record time or anything like that, but I do think it's my fastest ever, or at least my most efficient in feeling like, okay, I know what next step is here. I was able to learn the shortcut with the pages and do that skip, which definitely saves a bunch of time for sure, and is a lot easier than trying to write down, you know, the symbols and then shoot them on the wall and all that. Especially in this game mode, I really don't even think it's going to be remotely possible to do that when you get there, unless you got decoys or something like that. But again, you're not trying to progress the rounds so fast, so you need at least a few decoys to be able to shoot them correctly, make sure you not mess up all that stuff. So doing the page skips is a lot easier. I'll dive into that more when we get to that part, and I'll explain what is what. So we're rocking a similar loadout here. I'm rocking with Power Keg and Free Fire to start out. After at least I use my hidden power and Perkaholic, but I have raindrops there just for the ending. Like right before I go to the boss fight, I'm probably going to use it, and that's what it's pretty much for, because I want to get Arsenal Accelerator instead of that for the boss fight. So if I would have got Arsenal Accelerator first, then I don't think I would have been necessarily using it. I might not even bother picking up raindrops, but for the way it worked out, I think at least at some point of the rounds, I can get another ×2 at some point. If you have extra ×2 gobblegums or double points gobblegums, that's the way to go, at least I think, because you want to get to the boss as early as possible. You want your crank timer to have all this time, so you're not really fighting against the clock to get all this damage off, especially when in the boss fight there's a few phases that, you know, they don't spawn for a while, and if you don't have your field upgrade, then you're going to be in trouble. But you guys are going to see in this boss fight, Leonardo pulls off some cheese at the end. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think about that. If it's fair, if it's not fair. But yeah, I'm interested to see, for you guys to see what the heck happened. But right now, I just melee. I have melee macchiato. I have my nebula katanas. So part of me just wants to show that off. But it's just easier for the one-shot kills. I'm saving ammo for when I need it, because it's just the ASG, and the lock-on really isn't the best. You always got to aim a little bit higher if you want your critical kills. I would say the ASG doesn't feel the best for at least this step here, when we're going to go shoot the lights for the Paladin's necklace or amulet, whatever it is. I think a different gun would be better, but it doesn't matter all that much. You're still going to hit it. It's still going to work, but that's just my take. I might try the GPMG in another run just because a lot of people have been using that. Also, I've heard the GPR is actually really good. So those are the next two I want to try out and see where I can go from there. Make sure when you get that lightning rod that you actually aim right on the electrical box, because if you miss it and it's right next to the side, you're not going to get it. And I think I threw 3 in a row, one run, and they were all in the same spot, and I missed. Just like I missed this Molotov. For some reason, that one I missed more than the other two. The middle one, you would think I would struggle with a little bit more. That's really not the case. But for round 5, we were able to open the map. I probably could have got there a little earlier just because I had the points. So realistically, I guess round 4 or round 3 is ideally when you want to get to pack a punch and open it up. So I think those are the 2 best rounds that you could do it. If you're really optimal, you could probably do round 3, but I'm not quite sure. In this room, we're doing
the page skips. So the TV area is actually what's going to be your third symbol to do, right behind where the bunk bed is, where we just were. And I think, was it a radio or another broken TV? We're heading towards kind of that corner I'm looking at right now. Yep, where that page is, that's number 2. Right behind that is number 1, and where we're currently looking is number 4. So those are the areas if you're just trying to do the skip. I think that is a lot easier. I think it's almost mandatory to actually do that skip, unless you have the decoy grenades and the ability to write down and you want to pause the game and do all that. I mean, by all means, you can do it the long way, but honestly, this step isn't that hard when you try to skip. Sometimes you can't maybe find all 4 of them like in the same game. Sometimes you just don't see it. Obviously, they're all there, but you just don't see it. So if you could get 3 out of the 4, that's really all you need. You could do it with getting 2 and then just guess, but it's a lot easier if you at least see 3, because then you know exactly which one you're missing, because it's the same 4 symbols every game, they're just in a different order. But as I go through the rounds here before getting to round 10, I'm trying to pretty much get all those extra stuff I need to get my incantations. That's like what I'm currently working towards, because while those zombies aren't here, it's easier to just get it out of the way early. And then since we have to get so many kills, it's better to do it when we're not just flying through the rounds and then we accidentally skip around because we are trying to wait for our helmet or bucket head zombie. So that's when I do it. If I can find the correct order of my traps, then I do those also. But those are like my 2 priorities right here before I get to round 10. Try to get these out of the way. And then by the time I get my swords and upgraded, I can go ahead and just do my incantation and salute step. That's pretty much what we're trying to do here. So, in terms of pack-a-punching, I go for the ASG first. I get that to pack 2 as soon as possible. And then whatever extra points I have, then I start working towards the ray gun. By the time I get to around 18, 19, 20, like in that general area, I really should be at least at pack 3 on the ASG and pack 2 on the ray gun, assuming, nothing goes wrong. The good thing is we don't have to buy any perks because of Perkaholic, and then we don't have to buy shield because we start out with tier 3 shield. And you get quite a bit of shield, so you really shouldn't be in a phase or a spot to where you're not getting it. I will say the ASG is a lot harder to shoot the Raven, you'll see later. And even having the ray gun as a secondary is a little bit of an issue, but it's not the worst thing. It's manageable, but sometimes it just takes a little bit more time. And if you're at the right round, it's not going to really affect you too much because you're just going to run around the map, shoot it, wait for it to fall, and then you could just train the zombies. But just something you got to keep in mind, if you're using the ASG, it's a lot harder to hit the Raven. So I would recommend maybe using an LMG or the assault rifles, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you think is going to help you get the job done. So you might not even get to the boss first try. So if you can use Soda Fountain, that might even be a little bit better. There was a few runs I did try Soda Fountain and I got there pretty fast. So using Soda Fountain on the house is like the best substitute if you don't have any Perkaholics. I'm a little bit low on the house, so I can't really do that. And I've been just trying to get this completed as fast as possible so I can at least get to the boss. And if I know I can get to the boss and how it works and everything comfortably, then I can do a different strategy. But for right now, I'm just trying to complete it and see how everything works, because I did this with the power drill when the map first came out, and I really never did it again after that. So I'm still learning in the process. This light always confuses me because I swear I've shot on both sides before and it's worked, but maybe I'm wrong. So maybe it is always the right side. Once you get the hang of this step, it's easy, but like I said, the ASG, it's a little bit harder to aim down and get there. So for now, I think I'll let it play out. At least, actually, no, I'll just explain my whole sword step and then I'll let it play out. So for me, I always try to get the Raven sword done first because of all the orbs that we got to get into you know, the spot that it needs to get to, and that's basically training the zombie. You want to have as much time as possible to train, so then you don't have to kill as fast. And there is going to be times where it looks very crowded and you're going to have to kill. You guys will see later on, but I probably could have killed a little bit slower than what I was doing. It is just a lot harder for me to do it under pressure, or like thinking, oh my gosh, I just don't want to die, I don't want to go down, don't want to lose a dying wish and then waste, what, 6,500 for another quick revive. But after that, if you have all your other traps done with the symbols, you can either go based on the order of your incantations after that, or you can just do it however you see fit. I've been doing it, or at least in this run, I did it lightning, fire, and then lion sword. But as of lately, when I keep doing it, I try to do at least the raven first. The lightning step isn't that bad because the zombie still spawns pretty fast, but if you're worried about that, you can always do it second. But I just go based off the incantations list that need to be on your sword statue, and then you do the incantation, and then you salute or showcase your sword. They salute back to you. That's kind of like at least how I do it, just so I know that sword's done. And once I get there and do the last one, then I know.
Whoa! And people say I'm cheesy. I'm out. Follow my lead. Wait a second. You're not my friends.
Notorious for hoarding relics.
Way to go. I'm not following.
Guy de Saint-Michel, also known as the Owl, the man who built this citadel. That stamp bears the seal of one of his bastard sons.
I'm not following.
Its response to the light tells me that brooch is enchanted.
Ready to say uncle? Wait a second. You're not my friends. I believe in us. anchovies!
Legend says that horseshoe was worn by the mighty Pegasus.
I'm not following. Ready? Let's begin. Down for the count.
Hey, eyes up here! Let me know if you want to make a quick exit.
Until next time.
Strike from the shadows, but fight for the light.
Any way you slice it, pizza is life. In pizza we crust. Yikes! Hot, hot, hot! Looks like you're getting off early. Whoa! And people say I'm cheesy. Fetch me their shell. Way to go!
That scroll is the key to very powerful ceremonial magic.
Max ammo.
Time out! Respect the shell. Ah, yuck! Who ordered anchovies? Wait a second. You're not my friends. for the
left
count.
his son Doritar, the lightning blade. Alas, the snake never claimed it. My expectations could be a father's worst enemy.
Jelly beans and horseradish, my favorite.
Max armor.
Needs hot sauce. It's ninja time.
You are what you eat, then I'm 5 pounds of pepperoni.
In pizza we crust. Wait, should we save some for April? Nah. Looks like you're getting off early. I'm not following.
A test for the dragon. Subtlety was not the owl's forte. To the acknowledging their salute, you give the owl's ambassadors the recognition they always longed for.
We can get pizza after the mission. Down for the count. Let's make Master Splinter proud. Ah, yuck! Who ordered anchovies?
Any way you slice it, pizza is
We got this,
life.
guys. I know it. Gotta go.
This was a major gift for the Dragon Knight. And as close as the owl came to showing his sons any more.
Looks like you're getting off early.
Whoa! Hold up!
Let's go, turtles. Failure is not an option. Down for the count. We turtles don't know the meaning of the word defeat.
Needs hot sauce. Whoa!
And people say I'm cheesy.
Follow my lead.
You are what you eat, and I'm 5 pounds of
Coming to
pepperoni.
you live from the air.
I'm not following.
now we're on the Mystic Orb step, and preferably you can do this really in any order. I don't really think there's really a specific way to do it, at least in this game mode. But at least for in this scenario where you can see that there doesn't really look like too many foot soldier zombies are active, you can start the light orb step. That's probably the best one to do in this case scenario, at least just to get it started, because even when you're running around, they just continuously spawn in just like that, and it's nothing too crazy. I think I actually do lose one of my dying wishes here, but overall it's really not too hectic, but it is one of the more hectic ones. I still think the Raven or the Dark Incantation upgrade, whatever you want to call these steps, I think that's always the hardest one, just because of how close quarters it is and just the spawn rates there. It always just feels too compact there. Here you can run around everywhere, you can jump down if you really need to and take more time in the step. So it's entirely up to you, at least on your pace for this one. But see here, even on the stairs, it's just so compact right there, and it just makes it a little scary at that point. But once it's completed, you're free to do whichever one you want. Lightning and fire are like the easiest ones, just because you can instantly get those done. As long as you get the incantation from this room, or wherever the closest one is that's not right next to the challenge, that's like the best way to go. So I recommend just doing the light one if you can first, because all the incantations are there. Then you can go anywhere else that you want to go ahead and get that next step. I decided to go to spawn, I guess, over here, and I'm doing electric then, if that's my thought process. I'm gonna check right now. Yeah, so for fire and electric, it really only takes about 3 to be able to do it. The Molotovs also work. I don't remember if the shock charges work, but you can't use those anyway if you have the incantations. But these are the easiest 2. If you can get the zombies quick with the rave or with the dark incantation, it's not that bad, because then you can just use them pretty much right after one another, or give it a second just for them to count the kills and then use it again. It's not too bad. But after this, we're going to basically be heading into the boss fight, so I'll speak to you guys again once we get to that step. But before that, keep in mind, I personally did say that I want to get Pack-a-Punch 3 on all my guns, so even though the ASG is fully packed, I still got to Pack-a-Punch the ray gun. Still need to use my raindrops, so just keep that in mind. After I finish and, you know, get what I need, I'm going to be farming a few more points just to be able to get to Pack 3, and then I'm going to go. So it's going to be about round 22 or so, somewhere around there. I'm not going to have as much time as I really would like. Obviously, round 19 or 20 when I did finish would be the most ideal to go, but it is what it is. We got to get in there as prepared as we possibly can be.
Power! Stay sharp. Forever.
Max ammo.
Want a piece of this?
Brother, heck, I know how hard it is fighting against your own darkness, but hope is not lost. Not yet. I wish that were the same for Richthofen.
The power of teamwork. Born to lead. We have to work together.
Grief is incomprehensibly powerful. The fire that took Richthofen's family turned him into a monster.
Wait, should we save some for April? Nah. no I in team, but there is in pizza.
Any way you slice it,
Pizza is life.
Wait, should we save some for April?
Nah, in pizza we crust. Ah, yuck! Who ordered anchovies?
Freeze frame!
What's the worst that can happen?
Next server. Boom!
Greetings, my bastards.
I'm not following.
I knew you would be the one.
Looks like you're getting off early. We must stomp the foot. Stick to the plan.
Needs hot sauce.
Hey, eyes up here! Let me know if you want to make a quick exit.
I have paused from the call. He cannot know what I am about to tell you. He speaks of Director Rickson instructing us strange. Let's just call it a hunch. I accessed Project Genesis' encrypted message logs. There have been multiple exchanges between Prof and the Director. While I cannot access the contents of their communique, it is clear that Prof is not being entirely honest. I would advise you proceed with caution.
Wait, should we save some for April?
We can do this.
If you are what you eat, then I'm 5 pounds of pepperoni.
Leave it to me.
Needs hot sauce.
I hope you are prepared for what comes next. I doubt it will be pleasant.
Walking corpse spotted.
whoa! People say I'm cheesy. Any way you slice it,
Pizza is life.
whoa! And people say I'm cheesy.
Insta-kill!
So now here we are entering the boss fight. I'm starting off with the ray gun. I obviously know I'm shooting here pretty early, but I guess I was excited that I had an insta-kill and I didn't even think. You gotta let him scream. He's gonna kind of relax for a little bit, and then that's kind of when his thing's gonna pop up. So I would recommend shooting around there, maybe not waste so much ammo. But since I was low on my ray gun ammo, I just switched to the ASG, so I just didn't have to reload and do that. But this first phase really isn't that big of a problem. The zombies come out at a good amount of time for you to not have to use your field upgrade right away. So my tip to everybody is just damage everywhere you possibly can on him, but we're trying to get the shield off on all 5 places pretty much. So you have each leg, you have each soldier shoulder, and then his main body. I don't know if you can get the maybe his helmet, or if there's anything there that you can shoot off until later, but at least for now, that's at least my thought process for the first stage. Or first stage of him, I always at least try to get as much off as possible, and then we just go ahead and use the ray gun because it has better damage. You can use the ASG if you want, or whatever gun you're using. It's totally optional, but as you can see, I'm still hitting a certain spot where, you know, I need to get some shield off. I didn't even notice where it was, but I was pretty much low on time. You see there's no more zombies showing up, but that's probably a good point anyway for you to use your field upgrade. The field upgrade lasts for a while. The main idea is that you're not really just wasting the whole field upgrade for when the zombies do spawn back. This is probably a pretty good time because the boss was near ending phase 1, but also it was plenty of time for the zombies to spawn in for this, for the dialogue to continue, and then for you to get it all the way back to 27. I would recommend not doing what I'm doing right now and killing them off so fast, just because using all these zombies is going to be very helpful when your field upgrade is gone, and then recharging. I use Arsenal Accelerator when I know for sure my field upgrade is done recharging, so then I can maximize the 5 minutes that I get. And you get your field upgrade with just a few kills pretty much, so it's not really too big of a deal. And then I have Power Keg just in case I ever need to. I haven't had to use Free Fire in any of these. It's more of like a last resort type of thing, or for the final phase if I just want him done. Or if I'm getting in trouble in the second stage, then yeah, I just need to start firing away. Or if I happen to lose ammo. That's pretty much what Free Fire is there for. It's a last resort type of thing. Same with Power Keg if we don't have the field upgrade and we instantly need it. That's primarily the use for those 3 gobblegums. If you guys like a different set of gobblegums, feel free to use those, but that's my whole idea. Now, for the second phase, it's a lot more work. This is where I felt more comfortable using the ASG, especially with the smaller field because of the lava coming in, but it's not really too much to say. It's just trying to stay alive, making sure your timer's at a good enough amount of health, making sure you're hitting the spots that you need to. This is where I still really haven't mastered exactly where I need to shoot in order to get that big, like, extra damage. I kind of just shoot right here and see, but I think looking at it now, that's the shoulder is pretty much where I need to. Getting to that point would make it a lot better. And I'm trying to see where I can tell you guys ideally where the next phase starts. It's about maybe a little bit above 3/4. And I'm supposed to be shooting him right in the middle there, but I really just can't. I'm too nervous right now, like, honestly. Like, I'm just running around trying to stay alive, not get hit by all this stuff while trying to keep my shield. So it's really stressful when you don't have, you know, Ether Shroud or anything, but I made it pretty well through that second phase, I think, personally. It probably could have been a little bit more efficient. I'm sure most of you guys will see that as we're doing this boss fight. But we're pretty much on to the last phase. Once you see the amalgam, that's pretty much your, like, sign that he's going to start his phase in a little bit. So just making sure you're prepared for that. Having the dark or lightning incantation is perfect for that. I think the lightning one actually works a little bit better than the dark one, but as you can see, I have the dark already, so I would use it, and then I would recommend you guys go for the electric after, if you're playing similar to how I am. If not, you can probably just do the electric right away. I've thought about changing the ASG to just maybe having dead wire instead of Lightmen, but I just like the extra insurance of health if needed. But honestly, don't even remember it popping too much because there's not really all that many zombies, so maybe a different ammo mod would work out a little bit better. I mean, I guess I got it right there, but going against the zombies is really not an issue. It's just going against him, and that's pretty much your only problem. So I always do that. Is that 2 amalgams? I'm actually not sure. But We're on the final phase. It's a decent chunk of health. We got to get the center pretty much gone. That's where the critical spot is. It's just hard because, like, look at how small this area is. You're trying to make sure that you're not getting blasted by the lava. Trying to make sure he's not jumping on you. Make sure you do not let him do that, or else you will insta down regardless if you have a self revive. So you're just insta down no matter what. So in this scenario, if you go down, it's not the worst thing. But if you see something like that's going to happen, instantly pop your field upgrade. You'll have enough time to be able to just sit here and then just shoot all the way down. Because if you can look at his health right now, look at the damage we're doing, and we would be able to knock him out right now. The only problem is I didn't use my field upgrade. So the timer's still going down. You don't have a lot of time to be able to do it, but a good chunk of his damage was gone. So we're not in the ideal spot to get critical damage, but just look at what happens here. We were able to use it and get up, but since we don't have anything, we went down. We killed him, and we died at the same time. But if you go ahead and look over here, you could see that it did give us the calling card. So we were able to technically complete the Citadel de Mor Easter egg, but that's not clean, I wouldn't say. But I'm still going to post it just to see if you guys are really desperate and you you want to complete it, get it done with. This is the second option that you can do. But I'm definitely going to try and post at least another video, or even if it's just the boss fight related to hopefully me completing it the correct way. So I will see you guys in the next video. 4 or 5 phases is like the easiest part. You pretty much do the same strat people have been doing. You can lay down and you're just shooting the ice staff. And the best part is that all those kills are still refilling your timer. So you don't have to worry about the timer not happening there. I still have my field upgrade,